For canoeing now.
All right, good evening, everybody. Today is August 2nd. This is the Norfolk Conservation Commission, and we're meeting in room 124 at the Town Hall if you'd like to join us, or you can join us on Zoom, and you can get the link on the website. And we'll go forward. 6 Baltimore Street is our first public hearing, and I'll take a motion to open. Do we have a?
So it's already been opened. It was continued.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
From July.
Okay. You're up. Hi, Tim. Are you on mute?
Do you want to bring up
Yep.
the plan?
This is Tim Callahan.
Hello?
Hi.
There you go.
Welcome.
Hi. Hi. Emerson Klaus should be here, but I guess he's not here. Anyway,
He's here. He's sitting behind you.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't turn around.
Look over your shoulder.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay. My name is Tim Callahan. I'm with Hawk Consulting. We did the surveying,
Okay.
proposed plan for the property at 6 Baltimore Street. I missed the first meeting. It was continued after that, so I'm not sure what happened at the first meeting. But this is an existing residence with maybe 3 or 4 additional units adjacent to it. It was a hunting camp.
Okay.
Now it's not a hunting camp. It's an existing residence, and they want to take most of the cabins away, and they've proposed an addition. It's adjacent to a pond, wetlands on 2 sides, including a pond.
Can you? Yep, go ahead. We're looking at the plan
Okay,
while you're talking.
okay. So the proposal is that tear down the old cabins and increase the residence about double. There's an existing gravel driveway. All of the work is outside of the 50-foot buffer, and a good portion of, well, maybe 30% of the proposed addition is within the 100-foot buffer. There's associated grading made necessary by the removal of the attached hunting cabins.
Okay. Now, and you're proposing you put straw wattles all around the limit of work?
Yes,
Okay. And the NOI plan specifies that the disturbed areas will receive soil amendments of 3 inches of topsoil and then hydroseeded?
yes.
Okay. Well, do we have any questions from the commission?
So you're removing a cabin. Are you guys going to be stockpiling the demolition on site, or are you going to be removing it immediately?
If I can speak to that.
Okay.
Emerson Claus, I'm with Landmark Associates. Oh, sorry. Okay,
It's for the people at home.
okay. Emerson Claus, I'm with Landmark Associates. No, all of the debris that we remove will be removed off-site with a hauler properly.
Okay.
You say cabins, are they existing, are they attached to the existing resident, or are they single?
It's all attached. Where it says existing residence, that was recently done, I believe 1991 was a new build there, and onto what was cabins that have been there forever. So the cabin portion really doesn't have foundation under it currently. It's on a bunch of stilts, and we're going to remove that and put a much smaller addition on with a second floor, but definitely take the encroachment way back out of the area. It's much, much diminished from what's there now.
Excuse me, not to be completely obtuse, but so the final is going to be the exist residence with the green outline of the proposed?
Correct.
That'll just be the footprint?
Correct. And you see the old footprint is way more
Dramatically
encroaching.
bigger.
And,
Yeah.
and it's pretty, it's pretty outdated. The actual owner kind of has it cordoned off and doesn't really use it for much of anything because it's, you know, it's super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter. It truly is it'd be a cool place to photograph before we get rid of it, but other than that.
Okay, any other questions? I think you've answered all the straightforward items that we needed to know to go forward. So what I'd like to do is issue a special order of conditions for the work, so I would accept a proposal for that.
I propose we approve a
Order of conditions.
order of conditions for DEP number 240-0660, 6 Baltimore Street.
Thank you. Second?
Al Finney, second.
Any further discussion from the board? Any discussion from the floor? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes.
Thank you.
Go
you
forward,
very
good
much.
luck.
Thank you.
If you take pictures, I'd like to see some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool.
Yeah,
place.
take some pictures and send them over to us.
I don't know if you know the current owner, but George has got.
Who's the owner?
George Bentley. He's, he's owns the road that leads to the fish camp behind him and the hunting camp across the way, but he's got all sorts of fishing paraphernalia from the 20s on up and all sorts
Oh,
of.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
by his house. I've been up there once
Yeah.
to see the camp. Somebody,
Cool
one of the
stuff.
members took me.
Yep,
But,
neat guy too.
yeah.
All right, gentlemen,
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, the next one is,
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Just to keep things administratively clean, that actually should have been closed, and then the order should have been issued.
okay, we can
So if we
close
kind
that.
of just want to rewind,
Yeah.
close it, and then.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I'll take a motion to close 6 Baltimore Street hearing.
Jim Wilson, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Now,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Now,
Do we need to reorder the condition, reorder it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I move to, we approve an order of conditions for DEP 240-0660.
Second?
Al Finney, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, passes. All right, Leland Wild.
Pardon my list.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. Andrew Gorman here with Beals and Thomas on behalf of the Leland Wild Foundation. I believe also on the Zoom call is Kyle Pribish, the Executive Director of the Leland Wild Foundation.
Oh, yep. And Megan Hamilton, isn't she one, or no? Remember.
Perhaps, I apologize, I'm not familiar with all
Okay,
of
you
the
just
other-
know Kyle. That's good.
Yep. So we're very excited to present this to you today. We are seeking permission in the form of a negative determination of applicability to perform stormwater and percolation tests within the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission. Those that may be familiar with the Leland Wild property, this is the northern portion of the site. Just to orient us, River Road is north. The open field, which you see on the aerial photos, is over to the east. We have some fields to the west, and the old existing runway that traverses the site is right here, centered on the screen here. So we're seeking permission to perform a total of 9 stormwater test pits. All of them are in the jurisdiction of the Conservation Commission, except for this outlier here. Just to go over some of the resource areas, we have bordering vegetated wetland over here on the east, an isolated wetland just north of that, the 50-foot buffer zone here, the 100-foot buffer zone, and this line that I've highlighted here in pink, this is the bordering land subject to flooding, the 100-year floodplain. And this floodplain ties into both the Charles River to the north and the Mill River to the east of the site. So there's a lot of floodplain, a lot of wetlands out here for those
Yes,
of you that
there
have
is.
explored the site. So as we go and plan through these master plan efforts, which we are excited to continue to talk through with the town, we're really looking at what our best options are in terms of site constraints, depth to groundwater, things like that, and being able to complete these test pits is really the first step of the process in getting this rolling for us. So we are seeking permission to perform these. It's a soil texture and color exercise. I'm probably going to have to send the soil evaluator in there with a life jacket with how wet it's been, but it's a pretty innocuous exercise. They're backfilled at the end of each day, so we're not expecting any long-term disturbance from them.
It's just a handheld core digger.
They actually use a small bucket excavator that'll come
okay.
on site.
Oh, okay.
So, and given that we have the existing runway, we're happy to avoid most of the farm fields and whatnot and keep as much of the equipment off of the vegetated areas as
Okay.
possible.
Okay. Any questions?
I did have one question, just on where the equipment is going to be accessing the site. Is it coming off River Road or
So we're,
take the long route from Priscilla?
we're looking at two options. So ideally, if this gate wasn't here, we would just come right in off of River Road. But what we might do is segue through some of the brush here around the River Road entrance proper around the gate to access these test pit locations and then traverse along the runway. Alternatively, coming off of Leland Road to the south, I don't think we would enter from Priscilla because there's wooded areas that we'd have to cut through to get there. We might enter from Leland Road to the south, and then again, it's a small bucket excavator. It's not a larger piece of equipment, so entering, jumping on the runway from there, and using that to traverse the site to minimize impacts. So those are the two options that we're exploring.
Okay. Safe entrance. Anybody else?
I'm just trying to picture where this is located. Where would this be located in comparison to the new development that is in the field there? I'm not sure the name of the actual development.
The off-site development?
Tailwind, yes.
Yep, so I believe that is right over here. There's their stormwater basin off-site here. We don't have it shown.
Okay.
Again, because we're focusing on our site, but I may have an aerial photo in the back of the...
It is right there, yep.
Okay. So we're right to the east of that here. So the northernmost portion of the runway, again, it might be hard to see from over there, but this is the edge of the runway here where I'm tracing with my finger.
All right.
Drive out there.
Well, I know the area very well. There used to be a hangar there as well
Yeah.
that they tore down, so I'm just trying to get my bearings on where this is happening, so I'm good.
Okay. Any other questions? I'll take a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Adam Zucker, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I would accept a motion for a -2 determination on this.
Valstone, I motion to issue a -2 determination for the Leland Wild project.
Now, this has to get a DP number or no?
No, so a -2 determination means that some of the work is in a wetland resource area, but it won't adversely impact it.
Okay.
So that would be the floodplain and a little bit of riverfront area.
Yep, we have one in the riverfront right here, and then two in the buffer zone here, but all of them are in the BLSF except for this one right here.
Okay. Just to make sure we're clean.
Al Finney, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Thank you so much,
Good
we
luck.
appreciate it.
I think the town will look forward to seeing that developed.
Yeah, no, but I've fallen in love with this property and working with it, so I'm very excited to come.
Are you
before
taking some of the ticks away?
Many of them, yeah. But we'll look forward to working with you in the future. Thank
All
you.
righty. Thank you.
And this is Kyle Pribish
Hi.
from Zoom. Sorry that I couldn't be here this evening, but thank you, Andrew, and thank you to the commission. Appreciate it. I
You're
look forward
welcome.
to it being developed as well. So, thank you.
You're welcome. When do you think this work will start?
the stormwater test pits as soon as possible while we have the summer season. We want to avoid the higher groundwater in the fall and winter. So we're concurrently applying for our septic permit to do the testing with the Board of Health agent. So the town will be seeing that as well.
Okay.
All right,
Great.
thank you.
Well, thank you, and best of luck along the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. All right, that brings us to 16 Kinney Pond, RDA. Mr. Weddleton, welcome back. We have a seat for you up here. There's a vacancy.
I think 9 years is plenty.
Oh, come on.
I agree.
Oh, thank you.
So this is our first hearing that hasn't been opened.
Oh, okay. I will accept a motion to open a hearing for 16 Kinney Pond.
Adam Zucker, so moved.
Second?
Jim Wilson, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Request for determination. Another lot that you're doing?
Is it going to call it up?
Yeah.
This is lot number 36, which is 16 Keeney Pond Road. This currently has an applicable permit that we did 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, yep.
And at that time, we had used flags from 20 years ago when I did the subdivision. So recently, now that I have the foundation in place, and we have the barriers from the old permit in place, we now can determine where we actually have to go for the backyard. Because currently now where the foundation is, when the deck is built, there is no backyard. So what we're looking to do with the new line is to bring, all within the 50 to 100-foot zone, we're looking to bring the disturbance line back about 20 feet. And what we proposed is to put straw wattle and a silt fence, and then we're going to be building a boulder or a block wall that's going to be put in place by an excavator with a sling, and it's going to probably account for 3 to 4 yards of fill. If you notice on the plan, on the bottom right, I believe, it talks about the disturbance of in the range of 7,500 feet in the 50 to 100.
Okay.
Some of that, I think probably 4 of that, maybe a little bit more, is from the filing that's currently active. So what we'll be looking for is the difference of that. So basically, the line that's going back, that's changing, is behind the main box of the house. That's going back about 20 feet. There is a forested woodland that is not going to be touched. That's probably also in the 50 to 100 foot, but we're staying outside of that and filling in the difference to give these folks a backyard.
Okay.
Take any questions?
So I was gonna, I noticed that there wasn't a wattle detail in the plan. So I was gonna recommend including a minimum 12-inch wattle.
He put erosion control in the back there. He didn't specify.
There's a silt fence detail, but there isn't a wattle detail in the plan.
On the last one, we had the straw wattle and the silt fence for the control.
For the 2021 plan?
Correct. Yeah. You want the same thing, or do you want something different?
If the commission decides to go that route, it could be added as a condition of a negative determination, and then I could reference both plans in the determination.
And what we normally do when we build these walls, we put a heavy fiber filter fabric in front of the wall so that nothing can actually go through the cracks. So we do that standardly.
Yeah, that was the only question I had, or comment really. Actually, the limit of work is essentially the same, although now there's going to be fill, so there's a backyard. The previous plan, there was going to be grading down behind the house. So the limit of work is essentially the same. All work is still outside the 50-foot, no disturb. So all in all, it's a pretty similar project. And as John was saying, the wetlands were reflagged. It did go out there, found the flags to be accurate. They were, and they were accurately shown on the plan.
Great. All right. Seeing that, we'll take a motion to close the hearing on 16 Kinney Pond.
Milestone, I make a motion to close the hearing for 16 Keeney Pond Road.
Is there a second?
Adam Zucker, second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We will take a vote on 16 Kinney Pond, an RDA, -3 determination. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
We did, we.
Oh, I'll go make a motion.
If we
Well,
want
I
to.
kind of made it myself, you
You
know.
don't have to, but it's hard.
Go ahead. Alan? Okay, Jim.
What are you looking for? Oh, we're good.
I make a motion for a request for determination of applicability for 16 Kenny Pond Road with a -3 determination.
Thank you. Second.
Al Finney, seconded.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It passes. Good luck, John. Is it sold, is it sold already?
No.
What kind of house? Ranch?
A cape.
A little bit larger than a ranch.
Large ranch?
It's a
Like
large-
like yours?
Sometimes, yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.
Ranch. Oh, he does?
Yeah, 3 together.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 7 Ferndale Avenue. Someone here? Donna, you representing 7 Ferndale.
Ferndale.
Hi. Are you on mute?
You're muted, Susan.
Are you on mute at home?
They can't hear you in the room.
Oh, that's weird.
There we go.
Oh, now we can.
Yeah, now we hear you.
For me?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what was wrong, but thank you. My name is Susan MacArthur from MacArthur Environmental Consulting, and I'm here with, virtually here with Megan and Nathan Hamilton, the applicant homeowners at 7 Ferndale Ave. And we filed a notice of intent for the construction of an addition to the existing house within the buffer zone to a bordering vegetated wetland. The lot is approximately 50,752 square feet in size, and it contains a 2-story single-family home with an attached garage, a deck, a raised back porch, a paved driveway, a landscaped lawn, and forested uplands and wetlands. The wetland was delineated back in early June. It's associated with an intermittent stream, which is flows like in a northerly direction, a little bit off the property. So the wetland is located at the rear of the property, and so the 50-foot. I don't know if you want to put the plan on the screen.
She's getting to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, continue.
Okay.
Or do you want to wait? It's up to you.
Basically, the house is within, and a little
There
bit
we
of
go,
the
we have
driveway is
it.
within. Yeah.
Yeah, blow it up.
You got it right.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So the 50-foot and 100-foot are on the plan, and as you can see, basically the whole house and a little bit of the driveway is within the 100-foot buffer.
Okay.
So
okay.
the Hamiltons are proposing to construct an addition on the east side of the house. See that grade box?
Yes.
Yeah. It's approximately 14 by 17 feet, or 238 square feet. and it is proposed to be on piers, so it will minimize any soil excavation that would have been required if they were going to do a full foundation. And access to the work zone will be through the driveway and across the front lawn there. And then they are also proposing an erosion control barrier around the limits of work, probably compost filter tubes or something equivalent to that. And I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay. Anybody else from 7 Ferndale want to talk? Okay. Commission, comments, questions?
It says approximate septic location. Is that currently there, or is it proposed?
No, it's already there. I think they just, the surveyors didn't find it exactly, but it's out there right around that area.
I think the as-built plan for that septic system wasn't on a to-scale plan, so that's probably why they had to put it in as approximate.
Yeah.
Now, for clarification, Caitlin, they don't have a DPE number. If we pass this, can they start the work, or they have to wait till the DPE number comes in?
So until, actually, as of 5 p.m., there wasn't a DEP file number. I don't know if anyone's checked since then.
I checked, it wasn't, around 5, I checked and it wasn't in.
So until the file numbers is issued, the public hearing has to stay open.
Yeah.
So, we can discuss the project, any, potential conditions that the board might want to add. So at the next meeting, the order can be ready to be issued that night.
Can we not order it contingent upon an issuance of a DEP number? And then when the number was issued, it would just trigger? So they wouldn't have...
Well, you don't want to assume something.
That's true. But if it's a contingency, the only thing would be, it just wouldn't issue if the...
But
Okay.
you don't want them to start work without it.
Yeah, that's right, because they still need the DEP number
I mean,
regardless.
the contractor might get it.
That, and we never know what notes the DEP may send back.
Yeah.
Good point,
Recently,
good point.
they've been
I tried.
more comments than ever before, so.
I have a question.
Yes.
Assuming the DEP file number comes in the next week or so, and there are no comments, is it a requirement that we attend the next hearing, or?
No, you don't have to attend.
Okay.
We can open up the hearing and talk about it and then vote on it, give you the results.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's contingent on that the agent is, and the applicants have come to agreement on everything on the orders.
Yes.
So if she finds
Right.
missing a flag or
If
DEP
the-
comment isn't finished, then it would be continued till those are satisfied.
And if it's okay with the board, I could share the draft order with the applicant and the representative ahead of the meeting.
Sure.
Yeah.
No problem. It'd be useful.
That way, next week, next meeting, we could sign the orders, and they could pick them up in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Make life
Maybe
easier.
Great.
Sounds
All
like
right.
a plan.
We didn't vote on that, did we?
So
Did we
it
note
would-
about the special condition that Caitlin has here as well? Is that,
So in the NOI narrative, there was discussion about potential work within the 50-foot no disturb. But after looking at the plan again, it seems that all of the work is actually outside of the 50-foot, definitely right along the edge, but outside of it. Is that correct?
I believe so. I think it will be outside.
And another thing to note, so the the area where the addition is going, and the area behind the house is currently maintained lawn. I went back through historic aerials, and it seems that it's been that way for quite a while.
So there's no erosion control needed, hay bales or?
There will be, there's going to be a fence and a straw wattle.
Okay. Then, we have to keep this open, correct?
Right, so
Take a motion to continue.
there's nothing, so 7:01 on September,
7th? 13th?
I think September 6th.
Oh, I'm sorry, I already had,
6th.
something else written. Yeah, September 6th. Okay, we'll address it on the 6th.
Okay.
And yeah, once that file number is issued, I'll reach out to you so we can work everything out ahead of the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Good, have a good night.
And,
Okay, yes?
So there would be, need to be a vote to continue that.
I'll take the vote.
I move we continue 7 Ferndale until September 6th.
Second?
Fallstone, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. So the next one, action items. 84 North Street, COC.
Yes, so I don't believe Dan Grillo intended to be here tonight.
Sure.
So 84 North Street was the demolition of the old camp cottage type structure within the 100-foot buffer zone to Kingfisher Pond, or one of the many names that it seems to be called. And that order of conditions was issued March 7th of this year. Since then, the work has been completed, and the area was seeded with the conservation wildlife mix. I did a site inspection on July 10th to confirm existing conditions. I found that the site was stable. The seed mix was actually doing pretty well. And a lot of the invasives that were out there, bittersweet being the main culprit, seemed to be not growing back as strong. So the raspberry was kind of taking over, which is nice because that's native. So yeah, everything looked good. All the general and special conditions were adhered to. So I don't see any reason why the commission shouldn't issue a full COC for the project.
Any questions, comments from anybody for this lot? Then I will accept a motion to issue a full COC, or, no,
Yes.
COC for DEP 240-0657.
Adam Zucker moves that we issue a certificate of compliance for DEP 240-0657.
Thank you. Second?
Fallstone, I second.
Okay. Binary, you both can do it. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, it passes. Now we go to 86.
Next door.
Next door.
So I think there was a plan to go along with that. So 86 North Street, that order of conditions was issued October 13th, 2022. That project involved the construction of a single-family house within the 100-foot buffer zone to wetlands. This work also included about 3,000 square feet of buffer zone disturbance involved with the removal of brush piles that had accumulated over the years. The commission included a special condition that area be seeded again with the conservation wildlife seed mix. So actually the bottom of the slope in
Looks
these
nice.
pictures is where the debris piles used to be. The seed mix was actually doing really well there. Typically, after you seed with the conservation mix, you'll get ryegrass, a lot of the grasses that establish quickly to prevent erosion. And then after a winter where there's a hard freeze and the native flowers germinate, you'll see them pop up the following spring. But there was actually a good mix. There was some clover, and I'm blanking on a few other things. But yeah, so it was doing really well there.
Yeah, the lots look nice when I used to walk by them. All right.
And so same deal as 84 North Street. All of the general and special conditions were adhered to. The work was completed in substantial compliance with the order of conditions. So for that reason, I think the board should consider issuing a full COC for that.
Okay, any discussion? No. Okay, seeing none, I will accept a motion to issue a full CFC for 86 North Street. No conditions. Continuing conditions.
Adam Zucker moves that we we issue a full order of condition, certificate of compliance for DEP file number 240-0653. That's 240-0653.
Well, thank you.
Jim Wilson, second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, it passes. You'll be happy. But so are we.
He did a nice job there.
He did.
Let him know that when you see him.
Yeah, the
I
lots
agree.
look nice.
Yes.
A house for you. Oh, it's already filled in. It's already bought, right?
Family house, I believe.
Yeah.
That's why he did such a nice job.
It's his family?
Yes, I believe.
Is that the first one you
First
see?
one that was built, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that is his son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's his son. All right, 4 Whites Pond Drive. Okay, okay, why aren't we issuing a full one?
So 4 Whites Pond Drive is, this order of conditions 240-80 is for the larger Kings Grant Estates subdivision. And 4 Whites Pond Drive, Lot 30 on the order of conditions plan, did receive a partial COC back in March of 1991 for certain portions of the work. I think the foundation and the septic. That partial COC specifically excluded special conditions 2, 4, and 5, which all related to site stabilization and erosion. And then, in the past 30 years, the site has stabilized, and the lot itself hasn't changed. So based on my site visit and a review of all the information, I think the board should consider issuing a partial COC for all and any work related to Lot 30, also known as 4 Whites Pond Drive.
Okay.
I'm a little confused here where it says 2, 4, 5. Is there work still that has to be done on these lots or something, and we can't close this thing out? I mean, 1991. It's been open for a long time, so what's going on in regards to that?
So, actually, the King's Grant Estates, we had talked about previously because of 17 Castle. And actually, a few weeks after that, I was looking through the planning files and found that the subdivision actually had a number of modifications. So the subdivision itself was not completed in accordance with the order of conditions. So while it would make sense to release the lots individually, it wouldn't really make sense to close out the order of conditions as a whole. It's kind of there's really only 3 options when someone requests a COC. The commission can determine that no work was done at all. They can determine that the work was done in substantial compliance with the order, or they can determine that the work or portions of the work was completed according to the order of conditions. There really isn't an option for situations like this where you have older subdivisions that, are modified in not just trivial ways like, they went from Cape Cod berms to something else. The modifications to the subdivision included changes to their stormwater design and other significant features.
So has the developer walked away from this? Is pretty much they're done?
Yeah, yes, I believe so, unfortunately.
Another one of those.
Well, we've had this in front of us before, and I've only been on the board for 4 or 5 years now, and it just seems to be coming back. That's why I was wondering if we couldn't just close this thing out, but obviously we can't, so. Okay, thank
And
you.
then there's also the issue, someone would actually have to make the request
To do so.
to do so.
So knock on the door.
Okay, I'm good now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to issue a full CFC. I want to go back to 86 North Street. That was a nice one.
Sorry.
A partial CFC for Lot 30, Plan 85-7, Plan Book 356 in Norfolk.
Al Finney, so moved.
Adam Zucker, second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, Jacob, are you on for this?
No, 7 Ferndale.
Well, oh, is that what it says?
Yeah, I think he was up for the last one.
Minutes stepped away.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it passes. All right.
Yeah, unfortunately definitely not a perfect system. I would think at some point, DEP will try to kind of close that loop, but there's, other parts of the regulations that also need some adjusting.
Okay. Minutes for approval, June 7th and June 12th. Any questions? Or additions, corrections?
I watched the last meeting on video, but I haven't attested to that,
Okay.
so I can't really, I have to abstain for the 12th.
Yep.
I do as well. So I.
For the 12th?
Yes.
We moved everything. We just moved everything to this.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's still,
Well, we can't, we just can't approve those minutes. because we don't have a quorum with those
Okay, we
two.
could, yeah, so those
So,
can be moved.
but June 7th we can, correct? Correct? Everybody, you here, June 7th?
Yes, I was.
Okay,
In body.
I'm not sure
okay.
if I was.
You had fun meeting. That's where Waterpalooza came out.
Yeah, I think you were out, yeah.
I don't think you were.
So I sustained,
David, you missed Waterpalooza.
abstained.
It was our lake campaign on rowboats.
What?
Yeah. For vegetation removal on lake. Canoes, boats, margarita machine.
Where was this?
It's a June meeting.
And I wasn't there, was I?
No, you missed it.
I always miss a good
That's the
thing.
fun ones.
I had better fun.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Okay, all in favor of the June 7th board meeting minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Abstain. One abstain.
Okay. Correspondence?
So, the USDA had sent us some programs for farmers, things like grants and loans, and asked the commission to consider potentially, posting on a website or, considering how few farms we have in town, we could potentially mail them directly. So just wanted to get your input on that.
I think mailing directly to farmers would be
Yeah.
acceptable.
How hard is it to put a link on the town site?
I mean, we could do both, yeah.
But at least we can have it in writing
Yeah.
and a record that we have sent them the information.
Yeah, the link makes it so they can't say they didn't see it. We did post
Hey,
it.
Jacob, did you have any questions? Oh, you're not there? Okay. Just checking.
There he is.
Oh, there you are. Have any questions on what we've done?
I can unmute here. Perhaps I'm late. I was here for 7 Ferndale.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. What would you like to know?
Am I late or early?
Yeah.
Yep.
Late. You were early, but now you're late.
That was all approved.
You're all good to go.
Oh, Ferndale?
Full COC.
No.
No,
No, that was the notice of
sorry.
intent. So
Continuance.
that got continued.
continued. That's
Oh,
right.
that's bad. Okay.
Because we're,
No
You guys work
DEP.
fast.
No DP number.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening. All right, the Solitude Lake Management email, did everybody see that?
yeah, so that was
CPC will pay.
the Solitude, that's the DCR property. One of the conditions of their order was that they are supposed to send notification to the commission prior to any treatment, so that their email was served as their notice.
Well, COC was asking why it was delayed, and I couldn't answer that question, so. I think they've talked to you since then, since our meeting.
Who?
For the for the other.
Community Preservation. Want to know why it was delayed from us,
Okay.
but I think you've talked to the chair. there.
Cindy?
Cindy, in regards to that.
So that's clean, cleared up? Okay.
And then last piece of correspondence, Eversource submitted their latest 5-year vegetation management plan. Their previous one expired in 2022. So their vegetation management plan discusses what type of clearing they do in different areas of the right-of-way. They describe, chemical treatments, how they go about doing that if they're necessary. And there is a link on the website to that. So they sent us a hard copy, but the PDF is available online.
Okay.
I did skim through it. It's pretty similar to the last 5-year plan.
Okay.
Although I don't, so they had recently gone through and done some significant clearing within their right-of-way. So I think within the next 5 years, it'll just be, brushing, light maintenance, likely little to no chemical removal, so.
Okay.
But yeah, for anyone listening, that a link to the PDF for that vegetation management plan is on the town website.
Okay.
And that was posted by the clerk, correct?
Yeah. Thank you, Caitlin. All right, let's go to new old business. Open Space Committee. We need to open it, or approve it, correct?
Yes, so depending on,
And put
so
somebody
I
on
went
it.
back through several discussions that the boards had, and it seems that the consensus is a 3 to 7 member committee comprised of residents of the town that are not necessarily affiliated with other town boards.
Is there one member from here?
I believe that there wasn't going to be a member from the
You're just gonna
Concom.
have, I thought, just residents.
Just a,
Just-
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
That's not on a committee or board.
okay.
Has that been established yet, any, or is there any people that have come on?
We have to create it.
Or we have to create?
Yeah, so the details such as how many members, who exactly, what the parameters are for who can join the board, that doesn't have to be decided tonight. The board can just vote to establish the Open Space Committee as a subcommittee of the Conservation Commission. And then over the next month, we can get a posting up on the town website looking for volunteers, and I can start drafting, a mission statement, kind of some of the, not necessarily a bylaw, but, rules and regulations for how they operate, because they will be subject to the open meeting law, and get that up and running.
And they'll just report here when as we set it up. We'll
Right.
tell them what time period, quarterly, monthly.
Yeah, I think, and then that was, I believe everyone kind of thought once a month, similar to,
Everything else.
yeah.
Yeah. Are there active issues that this committee will be addressing?
So they'll definitely be very involved with the open space and recreation plan update over the next year. Obviously, the town has a lot of different open space parcels, but I think their primary focus in the beginning will be the plan update, and also the acquisition of the Pond Street, additional acres at Pond Street Rec, so.
Okay. Anybody else have a question on the Open Space Committee? Okay. The Open Space and Recreation Plan.
So did
Do we
you want
wanna
to vote to establish that?
Decide 3 to 5 to 7 members?
Yeah.
I think 3's too little and 7's too many. I think right in the middle would be a good number.
Yeah, 5.
For 5. Me not being any of them would even be better.
Then why don't you
Sorry.
make that motion? Make that motion.
I make a motion that we vote on having a 5-member open space committee.
Is there a second?
Valstone, I second.
Any more further discussion? You could nominate them.
I hate to extend it, but
No, not at
how
all.
much is required, what percentage is required for a quorum if they're gonna have to take votes?
5-3.
Like 60%?
3.
3 out
It
of
would
5.
Just a
be
simple majority.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then never mind. Yeah. never mind. I was thinking if it was a percentage, it may,
Yeah. Not a simple majority.
okay.
By having 5, you can't have a tie.
Exactly.
Bingo.
Always thinking.
You're sharp.
Yeah, right.
You could be a chairman.
Yeah, the Al Finney board.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We have an open space committee of 5 members
To be formed.
to be formed. And
I really think 5.5 would have been.
There's an
Although
amputee. Do
actually,
I
as of right
qualify
now,
as a half?
it does exist. We just need to find
No, you're all, you're a
Exactly, you gotta
So
find.
we can hold the
you're a
a
whole
meeting.
person.
Yes. Okay. We'll look at
Yeah,
that
Judith can post something and.
in the future meetings. Okay, the open space and recreation plan?
So my apologies on this. I had drafted an RFP and I thought I had put it in the meeting folder. But as I was going through
It wasn't there.
at the 11th hour, I didn't see it in there. I'm not sure if there was an issue with my drive, or what. But I can send that to you guys, in a separate email. The idea would be to, post that after Labor Day.
Well,
there's not
should
a lot.
we talk about it at the next meeting?
Yeah,
And
so.
vote on it and then release
So I can
it?
send it out, tomorrow.
Oh,
You guys
you're
can
gonna
take a
go- oh,
Look at
okay.
it, provide notes, and then, finalize it on the, at the September meeting and then
Okay.
get that posted to there's a few different, state websites it has to get posted on. And then, there are other ways to, Mass Municipal Association, LinkedIn, Facebook, lots of ways to get that out there.
Is it a 30 or 60-day kind of window to get responses?
I am not sure. I'd have to check on that. I think
We can't set it?
I think you can set it. There's one of the website or one of the applications that has to be posted is Combis. Al, you might be familiar with that. It's
Well, something?
Not sure.
It's where RFPs get posted. A lot of times, like like DPWs will post an RFP for paving work. I don't know if there are time constraints on that.
See, Barry does that stuff. Barry usually does all RFPs.
Okay.
And I think in town hall, I believe Matt Hafner is the one who does that. So I
Not
can.
here.
I'll have to catch him in the
Flip
parking lot.
Let me give him a call.
Is he in Germany too?
I'd like to be there, though.
No, he's resigned to take another position.
Oh, really?
Is he no longer with us?
No. don't
I think he's
thought he was
he's
still
going to
here.
be
Couple
splitting
days.
time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he's going to Dedham. He's the Director of Facility Management. So he got a offer. Okay.
And then last up, I
Yes.
know everyone wants to talk about this.
Alan does.
Yeah.
Designating a CPC member for the 2024 fiscal year or for the term of July 2023, or well, I guess we're in August now, August 2023 through June 2024.
We have the benefit of an absent commissioner.
We don't go to those.
It's not very time consuming, should I say? So most of the meetings are pretty short.
Then why don't you keep it?
I just want to see if there's somebody else that wants to step in and do it.
okay.
If not, I will continue until maybe we find somebody that would like to.
Okay.
But it's really not a time consuming thing that I see.
Had we talked about platooning it?
We had.
Yeah. We can platoon it like for 3 months at a time or something like that.
I don't know if we can do that or not. I can't remember if there was a problem with you have to be sworn in
Yeah, that's
issue.
not a
But
problem.
you just go downstairs and see Carol and
Yeah.
do the,
Right.
But does anybody have any interest first, before we get to
That's-
that detail? They
It would
give
be a
out money.
consideration.
I mean, right
Well,
now,
no, we should get somebody on there as soon as possible, because we need money.
there's plenty there.
Yeah, there's money at over $1 million.
Which begs the question, what's my cut?
Yeah. Absolutely zero.
Okay, so
It's
we
out
know
of
who's not
pocket.
on the board.
It might be a little
That's a good
bit,
way to get out of it.
it might be a little bit more than you paid the inspector for your pool permit.
Whoa, whoa.
Ouch.
Take it away.
What did I open, a can of worms?
Anybody have interest? I'll do it then.
I can sit in with you, Dave. I can, if you can't make it, I'll fill it in.
Okay,
I don't have a
Appreciate
problem with that.
okay.
They're very good people.
And then I can put you on something else.
There you go.
That's great.
What are the dates?
Well, that's the other question. They meet on the second Wednesday right now because we're on the first, but if we go to the second, then they're gonna have to change their night. We had an argument that we used to be on the first all the time, and we moved to the second. I said, no, you guys are wrong. We were on the second week of the month and we moved to the first week.
Right.
So,
We'll stay where we are, so.
so that's the issue. I think they'd have to move theirs because they're the second week,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if we were staying with the first week.
Yeah, but we just made a motion tonight to move to the second.
Yeah, we
not?
did.
So,
Who tells them?
we might have to look into that with them.
I don't think there was a
No, we
motion,
didn't.
but so.
We made a motion.
No,
can-
we didn't
yeah.
make a motion. We
So
just,
we need
we
to
discussed it and said we
coordinate-
were gonna,
We need to coordinate with
With
the
upstairs.
with
uh,
CPC.
fire station
No,
commi-
and
And upstairs, too.
committee,
And anyone
Select
else
board.
that might want that, because it's.
the admin's office, and CPC.
I mean, we moved CPC, I mean, it's on the 30th of last month, so, or this month,
Yeah, they're more for flexible.
and it's not on cable either.
Yeah. Okay, we'll bring it up at the next meeting. But I'd have interest in doing it then.
So I wonder, I can check to see when they met before they moved.
I have a question for the board.
Yes,
On
know?
Lincoln Road,
yes.
the solar panels and stuff, did we ever close that or give them a final?
I was wondering about that today, too.
No, it wasn't,
Why you
it
bring
wasn't
it up?
because of me, but it was
Well, that's why
a
I'm bringing it up
month
right
after I
now.
started.
I don't think we ever closed that, and they were supposed to plant seeds and
Is it grass?
grass, I don't,
They never finished their order as a condition, that's
No.
why they met, so they were supposed to,
Has anyone
remember they
checked out?
wanted to bring peat moss
Right.
instead of soil. We
Yes.
told them they had to bring
we
soil.
told them what to do, and we haven't, nothing's come about since.
Lincoln Road, the solar project?
Yeah, so,
Catching you in the middle of something.
Brought up a-
no, it just, the site, so they're, I'm not sure if you were aware, but their first contractor unfortunately passed away in the middle of work. They hired another contractor to do the work this spring, who also unfortunately passed away.
Don't go on that site.
So,
Worse than a Spinal Tap's drummer.
so yeah, they've had a lot of,
So that's the delays then. So
Yeah.
It isn't, you are still on it, and it is still
Yeah.
in process. It's
and the
just-
bond's still in place. So, and the main, the slope, the right behind, or the northern portion, the steepest slope, that actually had vegetation established on it pretty much right after the fact. Other portions of the site definitely still need, some overseeding, but the steepest parts of the site are stable, so.
All that gravel runoff on the back,
Well, that's why I'm asking,
So
because of
that-
all the rain we've had recently
Yeah.
and stuff.
So that actually is a gravel swale, so that is supposed to be there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's still in process? Play, okay.
Okay. Good question. Anything else?
Did we need to elect someone for the CPC?
CPC.
You would bring that up.
If you click on it, it'll show all
Yeah, we
their-
can.
Or no, just on the
In-
itself, it'll show all
Yes,
the
starting in
previous meetings.
August, September. Oh, yeah, starting in September.
So yeah, it looks like they used to meet on the first Tuesday,
Who's that?
the CBC.
On the first Tuesday of the month?
Yeah. So, sounds
Okay.
like you won that argument.
Wednesday?
Or Wednesday.
First Wednesday.
What,
So we'll be swapping,
switching back, yeah.
switching back. All right.
But, yeah, we'll coordinate with
Everybody.
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay.
So as of next month, we're still on the first Wednesday? As
Yes.
of now? Okay.
And it sounds like, you want an agenda item, in September to potentially just change it over for August.
For August?
I was,
October.
October. Yeah.
Going back in time.
Are you tired?
Yes.
I was thinking it might be, cleaner to just start it in 2024, but then you would run into issues with like legal notifications and butter notifications with Thanksgiving. So it wouldn't be a terrible idea to
Do it
switch
before
it
the
over.
holidays hit, like Jim was saying.
Yeah,
But it's also our slowest time too, so,
knock on wood.
yeah, depending on the weather.
The CPC too, that Cindy can just make a move, she sends us an email, we're not gonna have a meeting this month,
Yeah.
and done. So it's easier for them to
Yes.
adjust for holidays.
Okay.
Us.
Well, let's take a vote on that.
Vote on.
Switching the date.
So that would need to be on the
An agenda.
agenda.
For next,
So if there are any, residents in town that want to weigh in on it, they have the opportunity to.
Okay. They're paying our salary. Which we don't get any salary.
yeah.
All right. Anything else? I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. I'll stay here.
Fallstone, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing's closed.
Just didn't want to leave.